Dear listeners, welcome to True Horror Vault. Hope you are all doing well. You are listening to our special True Horror episode today. The incidents you are about to hear have been sent by our listeners living in various places. The description of each incident is from their own mouths. We are simply presenting them to you. Perhaps there's an explanation behind them, or maybe not. Therefore, the request will be, if it is deep into the night now, and you are sitting alone, listening to these stories, then just look around you once. Because some stories end, but some stories return home with the listener. Story 1. The Black Pedestrian of the Deserted Highway. The incident happened about 2 years ago. I was returning home deep into the night after finishing office work that day. I took an old highway as a shortcut. The road was so deserted that for almost 20 minutes, not a single car was in sight. Only darkness all around, and my car's headlights. I was driving while playing music. Suddenly, a person stood in front of the headlights. I slammed on the brakes. The person was dressed completely in black, head bowed down. The face was not visible. I waited for a few seconds. Thought maybe he would cross the road. But no, he didn't move at all. I honked the horn. Still no reaction. Finally, mustering courage, I moved the car a little forward. Right then, the person slowly walked away into the darkness by the roadside. I breathed a sigh of relief. Thought the matter is over. But a few minutes later, as my eyes fell on the rearview mirror, my heart trembled. That same person is walking right behind my car. Impossible. I have come a long way. I increased the speed. 80, 90, 100. Still, I saw in the mirror. He is at the same distance. Not running, not stopping, just walking. I didn't want to look at the mirror again out of fear, yet I looked once. This time, the person isn't there. I felt a little relieved at that very moment. Thok thok, someone struck twice on the car roof as if. My hands started trembling. Then, on the driver's side window glass, 5 black fingerprints slowly emerged. I didn't delay for another moment, desperately drove the car and entered a lit petrol pump ahead. Stopping the car there as soon as I got out, I saw 2 clear footprints on the dust on the car roof. As if someone had sat on my car the entire way. Even today, I do not use that highway anymore. Because all pedestrians are not human. RJ listener friends, we see many unknown people on the roads at night, but among them, if someone is not actually human. Let's listen to another true incident now. Story 2. Whispers of the Deep Forest. I used to work in a resort then. The resort was next to a large forest. One night, finishing urgent work, it was almost 1 o'clock. I had to walk back to the staff quarters. Dense forest on one side of the road, small hills on the other side. While walking, suddenly it felt like someone was walking behind me. I stopped. The sound of footsteps also stopped. Started walking again. Again, that same sound. I suddenly looked back. No one. Persuaded myself, maybe some animal. Advancing a few more steps, from inside the forest, someone called my name very softly. Hey! I became still. That voice was like my mother's voice. But my mother was then 1,000 kilometers away. I said nothing. Started walking fast. Right then, the call came from even closer. Hey! Look back! My body was trembling. Still, I didn't look back. Suddenly, a tall black figure emerged from within the trees on the right side. It isn't standing, hanging upside down, climbing the tree trunk, its 2 eyes abnormally white, and on the face, an abnormally long smile. I started running. Could hear the sound of breaking dry branches from behind. It felt like something jumping from tree to tree is advancing at equal speed with me. I desperately ran and reached the resort gate. As soon as I entered the gate, all sounds stopped. Mustering courage, I looked back. Forest dark. No one. The next morning, telling the incident to the security guard, he sighed and said, "You are lucky. In this forest at night, if someone calls in the voice of someone known, never answer." I asked, why? He just said, because he who calls is not your known person. Listener friends. As the night deepens, some unknown doors of the world seem to open. The 2 incidents you just heard, if they have made you uncomfortable, then prepare yourself a bit more now, because the 2 true incidents you will hear now, they still snatch away those. Story 3. The last customer of the abandoned petrol pump. I was driving home a long way that day. Night was then almost 2:30. Suddenly noticed, car's fuel almost finished. GPS was showing an old petrol pump nearby. Reaching there, I saw the whole place is strangely silent. Faint light burning at only one pump. As soon as I stopped the car, an old employee came out from inside. Old cap on head. Strange fatigue in eyes. Without saying a single word, he started filling fuel in the car. I entered the office room to pay money. No one inside. A broken table, dust-covered chair, and an old calendar hanging on the wall. Suddenly my eye caught. The calendar year is 1998. I came out surprised. But the old man who was filling fuel a while ago, he isn't there. Whole pump empty. Right then, my car's headlights lit up by themselves. Light fell on the front windshield. And in that windshield, I saw my reflection. But standing behind me is that old man. I immediately turned and looked. No one. Looked at the glass again, this time also. He is standing, slowly, raising hand, bidding me farewell. I didn't stop for another moment. Starting the car, I drove straight out. The next day, out of curiosity, I searched for that petrol pump's name on the internet. What I came to know, hearing that, the body became cold. About 20 years ago, during a robbery, an old employee of that pump was murdered. Since then, some people lost deep into the night claim there's still an old man stands silently filling fuel in cars. But before dawn comes, he disappears. Listener friends, some places are one way in daylight, and as night descends, become completely different. Now hear the experience of such a person. Who thought? The biggest problem of the night shift is sleep. But that day, he understood. The actual problem was, he was not alone. Story 4. The invisible patient of the night shift. I used to work the night shift in a small private hospital. Night was then almost 3 o'clock. Most patients asleep. Corridors also almost empty. Suddenly, reception's phone rang. As soon as I picked up the phone, a woman said very softly from the other side, "In cabin number 307, no one can breathe." Line cut. I ran to cabin number 307. Door half open. Entering inside, I see bed completely empty. Sheets neatly arranged, as if no one had been admitted there for many days. Right then, the door behind me, bam, closed. I quickly went to open the door, but the door isn't opening. Suddenly, heavy breathing sounds started coming from one corner of the room. I slowly looked towards that side. No one. But the monitor turned on by itself. Heartbeat visible on screen. Beep, 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 as if an invisible patient's heartbeat is going on. Then, the empty bedsheet slowly sank downwards, as if someone came and lay down. My throat dried up. Right then, a cold voice whispered near the ear, "You have made it late." I started pushing the door hard. Suddenly, the door opened by itself. I ran outside. The next day, telling the incident to a senior employee of the hospital, he remained silent for a while. Then said, "Many years ago, in cabin number 307, a female patient had died awaiting treatment. Until the last moment, she was only saying one thing, 'Is no one coming?' Since that day, I have never stood in front of cabin number 307 alone in the night shift again. Because some patients cannot leave the hospital." Listener friends, in today's episode, we have heard 4 different people's 4 terrifying experiences. But the strangest incident is still remaining. This story has been sent by a listener who still believes if he had delayed for just 1 minute that day, then perhaps he would never be able to return home again. Story 5. He who was waiting at the midnight bus stop. The incident happened on a winter night. Exiting office, it became almost 2:30. My car was in the garage that day, so was forced to stand at an old bus stop to catch the last night bus. Thick fog all around. Road lights also faint inside the fog. Except for me in the whole bus stop, there was another person. An old man, wearing a long black coat, head bowed down, in both hands an old umbrella. He wasn't looking at me even once. I took out the mobile and saw the time. Night 2:47. Right then, the old man said, very softly, "The last bus won't come today." I looked at him surprised, said, "How did you know?" He gave no answer. just slowly kept looking to the other side of the road. I looked that way too. Far away inside the fog, two headlights are visible. I breathed a sigh of relief, thought, bus has come. But the closer the vehicle was coming, the more a strange matter was catching eye. Headlights are there, but no sound of the engine. The vehicle came exactly in front of the bus stop and stopped. I looked towards the door. Slowly the door opened, but no driver inside. Not a single passenger either. Whole bus empty. Only interior lights burning. How my chest twisted inside as if. Right then, the old man looked at me for the first time. His two eyes abnormally pale. He said in a low voice, "Don't get on that bus." Before I said anything, from inside the empty bus, a little child's laughing sound floated. Then, a female voice, "Get on quickly." I stood stunned. But no one is visible inside the bus. Suddenly, one by one, seat started sinking downwards by themselves, as if invisible passengers are sitting down one by one. My breath became heavy. I stepped back. Right then, countless handprints emerged together on all windows inside the bus, from inside towards outside, as if someone is desperately wanting to come out. Suddenly, the bus horn started honking continuously. I was about to give a run in fear. Right then, the old man caught my hand firmly and said, "Don't run. They want you to look." I stood, closing my eyes. After a few seconds, all sound stopped. Opening eyes, I see, bus isn't there. Road empty. Nothing except fog. But the old man who was standing beside me, he also isn't there. I am standing alone. The next morning, telling the incident in a tea shop in the area, the shopkeeper said surprised, "The bus stop you were talking about? Many years ago, a bus accident happened there in the midnight. Almost everyone, including the driver, had died." I asked in a trembling voice, "And an old man?" The shopkeeper remained silent for a while, and said, "People say, every few months, an old man is seen there. He, it said, those whose fate is good, doesn't let them get on that bus." I still don't know who saved me that day. But I am certain, all souls don't come to frighten. Some come to warn at the last moment too. Listener friends, here ends our true horror special episode for today. We are not claiming to prove the truth of these incidents. We have simply presented before you the experiences of those people who still believe that day they were faced with something which has no easy explanation. Perhaps there are many things in the world which we cannot see, but they are seeing us. If on the way returning home tonight, someone calls your name, or on some deserted road it feels you are not alone, then before looking back unnecessarily, think again. If you have any such true, strange, or terrifying experience, then definitely send it to us. Perhaps in the next episode, we will narrate your story to listeners worldwide. Until then, stay well, stay safe, and remember, all darkness is not empty. I am taking leave like today. We'll meet again with some more true, mysterious, and skin-crawling incidents.